evening and welcome to Southeastern High School here in Augusta. Don't quite know if you can hear me with the pep band playing right behind us, but I'm John Reynolds alongside John Burton with the excellent cameraman Evan Wagner here at Southeastern, bringing you tonight's varsity matchup between the traveling QND Raiders and the home Southeastern Suns. The Raiders and the Suns were both recognized senior night just moments ago on the JV stream, so if you want to check that out, that is at the very end of the JV stream. Of course, in the JV matchup, the QND Raiders defeated the Southeastern Suns 68-24, and they kind of ran away with it. We'll see what the varsity game has in store for us here momentarily. With that, we'll read through a couple of our sponsors here tonight. Tonight's game brought to you by Ron Elby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta, and with 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. Tonight's game also brought to you by Mudd Insurance Group. Thank you for tuning into TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. This coverage of Southeastern Suns boys basketball brought to you by Mudd Insurance Group and Greinel Mutual. Contact Mudd Insurance today for all your home, auto, farm, commercial, life, health, and Medicare insurance needs. And live life knowing you're covered. They'll do the pep up song here. I would have to say this is the first time I've heard this song, and I've covered numerous Southeastern games, but
so maybe switching it up or something for senior night. I'm right there with you.
And now
the lights go out.
Usually they don't have the lights go out to meet the QND or the, yep, there they go.
I was going to say, we should be getting ready for a national anthem, I
first.
think.
Yep, so we'll go ahead and do the national anthem. Honor the country here momentarily. National anthem brought to you by the Southeastern Pep Band. And not a large amount of band kids here, but man, they sure make it sound real loud, don't they, John?
Yeah, they do. And again, not a large number, but over half of them play the trombone. And as a former tromboner, I have to say they did a hell of a job.
Pastor Tom Spain in Plymouth says, "Go Suns." So yeah, utilize that live chat. Let us know who's listening, where you're listening from, and who you're rooting for tonight. We've got a very, very large crowd on hand here tonight at Southeastern High School. We've got the QND section down there in the far corner. The rest is filled with blue and gold for the Southeastern Suns. Meet the starters for QND. We'll get them momentarily. Now the Southeastern Suns cheerleaders will come out for a moment here. Let's see, there we go. Get my in other games around the local area. The 8th grade West Prairie regional or sectional game. West Prairie down by 9, 3:30 to go in the fourth quarter over in Scioto. I believe Greg Phelps calling that game over there. So if you want to tune into the final few minutes of that one, or stick with us here for the final, or for the beginning of the varsity game here at Southeastern. Suns do their pregame intro, which I'd say quite myself is pretty awesome. You dim the lights, got the...
Yeah, definitely one of the better starting lineup intros in the area, I have to say. I think they're kind of sprucing things up for senior night, but definitely putting on a heck of a show.
Griffin Tippy will start for the Suns. It looks like it'll be Tippy, Austin Stone King. We got a very warm welcome earlier. Owen Rigg, played baseball with him my whole life. He's a great kid, getting the start on senior night. Number 24, Mason Fry, one of the big men in the middle, and the other senior, number 40, Josh Kaltenbach, as well starting. Danny Stevens out with an injury tonight, so the usual starter, the big man down low, is not playing tonight due to some injury. We do not know the finite details on that for sure, but just know Stevens is out with an injury.
Definitely going to be the story of this game, seeing how the Suns react to not having, of course, Danny Stevens. And, of course, if you tune into Sun broadcasts or sit at basically any coffee table, any place where sports are played, a lot of talk, a lot of hype around Danny Stevens, one of the best basketball players to come through the area in a while.
Yep, and is committed, verbally committed to play at the University of Mizzou. Looks like starters for the QND Raiders, Jacob Wallingford, and we'll get the others momentarily. Alex Canoyer, I'm guessing the brother of Jackson Canoyer, who was one of the lead scorers tonight of the JV game. So QND moves the ball around. They win the toss. And it's Canoyer with it in the corner. He's going to go inside to Wallingford. Now they're going to go to Stratton. Stratton kicks it to Lavery. Now it's Stratton with it up top. He's going to go to Hoyt. Hoyt swings it across inside, put up the shot. No good, but a foul on the floor. Jacob Wallingford, the big man inside, standing at 6'8". So definitely would give Danny Stevens a run for his money. Both of them standing at 6'8", but Stevens on the bench with the injury, as we talked about just momentarily. First shot no good for Wallingford. Southeastern coached by head coach Brett Ufkas. Second shot good for Jacob Wallingford. And now we'll see the Southeastern Suns' first offensive set. Griffin Tippy got some playing time in the JV game, as he usually does, and he's starting here tonight for the varsity version. Stone King kicks it to Tippy on the left wing. Tippy hands to Stone King, hands to Rigg. Rigg now goes to Tippy. Tippy, dribble drive, 17-foot jump shot is good, nothing but net for Griffin Tippy.
Nice looking pull-up jump shot there from Tippy. Able to knock it down from around the free throw line area. Gives Southeastern an early lead here.
Inside shot no good. Tipped around on the floor. It's going to go to Stratton, who's going to kick it to the outside. Now they're going to go three ball for number 12, Charlie Lavery. Shot no good. Jump ball. Possession arrow, Southeastern Suns. Josh Kaltenbach and number 22, Alex Canoyer, going at it there. Stone King. Now we're bringing back that press that we saw in the JV game. So Rigg will get it across the timeline and lays it up and in. Surprised there wasn't a
carry called there.
Yep,
yeah, Rigg went high on the dribble, trying to avoid the outstretched hands of the Raiders. Was able to do so and got the nice layup.
Stone King, I believe, will be called for the foul there. Mason Fry has a foul, and now Stone King does. 2 shots coming for number 2, Jackson Stratton, the 6', 6'2" guard out of QND. First shot good. Early Suns lead, 4-2. Definitely not a big sideline here at Southeastern. You see a lot of the head coaches having to stand on the actual playing court. Brett Ufkus and head coach Kevin Meyer of the QND Raiders. 4-2 Tippy with it. He's working with Stratton. Rigg gets it to Tippy. Tippy now going to dribble it up top, go to Stone King. Stone King, 17-foot jump shot, no good. Rebound to Alex Canoyer. Here come the Raiders. Stratton, dribble drive, might have stepped out of bounds, and he hit the side of the stage hard at Alex Canoyer. Foul is going to go on Mason Fry, a second foul already. Michael Flesner says, I'm a Payson fan, but I'm rooting for Southeastern. Go Suns. So, got some Suns fans in the chat.
Stratton gets the layup to go under the basket. Stone King on the breakaway. Kind of that finesse layup, jelly layup, good for Austin Stone King to give the Suns the lead.
I know that's got to feel good for Austin Stone King. As that ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Sun basketball. And man, the crowd is feeling it. So are the Southeastern Suns. Carter Hitz checks in, number 13. One of the linebackers for the West Prairie Southeastern football team earlier in the fall. Now here on the basketball courts, wearing those bright blue cool shoes. So I always have to comment on every time we see him on the floor. Tippy on the right wing is going to dribble drive, lay it up, shot no good. Rebound to Stratton. Stratton will hand to Hoyt. Hoyt working with Kaltenbach is going to flip it across to Lavery. Now they go to Stratton. Stratton across to Hoyt. Hoyt going to dribble it himself and lay it up and in. He got about every single Sun defender there to fall for that one. Raiders had 2 more. It's 6-6. Stone King, dribble drive, put up the shot. Good. Austin Stone King is already having himself a night. He's got, I believe, 4. He's got half the points for Southeastern, 8-6 lead. Jump shot, no good. Rebound to the Suns, it's Griffin Tippy. Wallingford missed that shot. Kaltenbach. Once 3, missed it. That's a senior night 3 for Josh Kaltenbach. Probably not going to see that very much anymore. A foul called on Stone King. I believe Stratton will go to the line and shoot 2. Stone King just didn't get his feet set right there. Wasn't able to sell the block or the offensive foul. But Jared Van Beck get ready to check in, as does Aiden Akers. Stratton first shot good. Kaltenbach and Stone King take a seat. Stratton's second shot is good, so he goes 2 for 2 for the free throw line and ties the game. 8-8 here, 3:45 to go, first quarter. Suns bring it up with Griffin Tippy. Tippy hands to Rigg on the wing. Rigg, dribble drive, loses his dribble, it's on the floor. Picked up by number 40, who was recently checked in. And to be quite honest with you, I couldn't tell you who number 40 is. I don't have a number 40 on my roster sheet, so we have a mystery player. And Brett Ufkus is going to take a full timeout. So with that, we'll go ahead and step away real quick. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH. You know, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Well, welcome back to Southeastern High School here in the small town of Augusta, Illinois. As we break first quarter action here, 3:26 to go. First quarter, Aiden Akers, Carter Hitch, Jarrett Van Beck, Griffin Tippie, and Owen Rigg on the floor for the Suns. Jackson Stratton, Josh Bach, Alex Canoyer, a mystery player, and Jake Hoyt on the floor for QND. So if you are listening to tonight's game and can tell us who number 40 is, that would be awesome in the live chat. We do not have him on our roster, so. Second shot good for Canoyer, the 6'4" senior. Don O'Brien, I met him recently in the McDonough County CEO. Don O'Brien says 40 for QND is Braden Sheffield. He's a senior, so thank you, Don O'Brien. Appreciate that. (10-9), now 11-10. Get our score here.
Stratton up to 7 points here early on in this contest, leading the way for QND.
There we go, 11-10. Raiders moving the ball around. Hoyt puts up the shot. It is no good. No foul on the play. 11-10, QND by 1. Tippie is working with Hoyt, now gets to Akers, who played a lot in the JV game. Tippie wants a three, he makes a lot of them from out there, and he does. 3 points beyond the arc for Griffin Tippie. Adds 3, Suns lead by 2. Inside to number 20, Josh Bach, and he gets the second chance point to fall. Josh Bach ties the game. The final from West Prairie High School, the sectional game. The 8th graders of West Prairie were unsuccessful in that, so the Brown County Hornets are moving on up there. James Reynolds says not many empty seats. I do believe that's my uncle, James Reynolds. So yeah, it is very, very full up here, Uncle Jim. So thank you for tuning in. 13 all, minute 30 to go, first quarter. Stone King working on the right wing. Now he's gonna dribble in. He wants help, he's gonna get it to Rigg. Rigg hands to Fry, now Fry to Rigg. Now they go Akers. Akers hands to Fry in the corner. Now they'll just kick it back up with Rigg. And they'll reset the offense. Stone King for 3, no good. Rebound to Wallingford. Wallingford puts up, no, does not put up the shot. And Wallingford with a reverse behind the back shot. It's no good.
Akers just ripped that one right away from the big man in the middle.
Yeah, and Jacob Wallingford standing at 6'8". That's definitely a big guy. Offensive board to Austin Stone King on the missed 3 from Fry. Stone King with Rigg. Rigg puts up the shot. No, that ball went behind the backboard. Foul's going to go on. That's the first QND foul, actually, of the night. That's going to go on number 12, Charlie Lavery. So the 6-foot senior picks up his first foul. First foul of the night for the QND Raiders. And Owen Rigg to the free throw line. First shot good for Owen Rigg. Second shot no good. Rebound to Wallingford. Shot is good for number 20, Josh Bach. You need to remember 40 is Sheffield. I did not write that down, so thank you, Don, for telling us that. We've got, I was not quite sure as I was writing that down. Turnover will be Raider basketball.
So I believe Stone King was trying to get it to either Rigg or Fry in the corner. The pass came off his hands a little awkwardly, landed out of bounds.
15-14, final 3 seconds. They got to do something. Fry is going to take a long three. It's just no good. Heads up to the QND cheerleaders. And after the first quarter, the Southeastern Suns hanging with the QND Raiders. 15-14. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adam's Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adam's Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Welcome back to Southeastern High School here in the small, beautiful town of Augusta, Illinois. Packed gym here, full of blue and gold. A little bit of navy and gold as well. A lot more blue and gold, though, tonight, as the Raiders inbound the ball. 15-14, as that will hopefully readjust here in a second. It will. And we got a foul on the floor. Charged to Owen Rigg, his first foul. It is going to be a shooting foul, so Jacob Wallingford will go to the free throw line.
Wallingford split a pair of free throws earlier, and this is the first one here.
Wallingford's a guy that's probably at the free throw line quite often with his size, and does make the second shot, so he has made the adjustment from the free throw line after the first missed shot on both of his trips to the free throw line. Tippy working with Sheffield, now hands to Stone King. Stone King, dribble drive, puts up the shot, is blocked by Wallingford. Sheffield is going to be fouled by Rigg. So now Sheffield will go to the line to shoot two. Sheffield first shot is good. Mason Fry checks in. Austin Stone King will take a break. Second shot no good, tipped around, but the big man comes away with it, and a three ball for Sheffield. So how about that? You make the first free throw, you miss the second one, but then cash in for three more.
Yeah, and again, that just comes down to boxing out, and a little bit of a long rebound there in the free throw. You don't see that generally, but Sheffield, quick 4 points for the Raiders, leads up to 6 here, 7:30 remaining in the first half of play.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Sheffield there, I don't think that's exactly how he drew it up or how Coach Jack or Kevin Meyer drew that one up, but you never know. So definitely Sheffield liking that, walking away with 4 points. So 2014, 7:31 to go. Second quarter here from Southeastern High School. That was the first warning of the timeout here. Brett Ufkus taking the second timeout. So saw something he didn't like, and I'm guessing it was just what John said about the boxing out, lack of boxing out there by the Suns, leading to the 3-ball for Sheffield.
Yeah, and again, when you get the missed free throws like that, you got to be able to close out possessions.
Absolutely. Fry inbounds the ball to Tippy, and I'm not quite sure why there was no foul called there. Number 12, Charlie Lavery, will put it up and in.
And right back to the same thing. Suns just inbound the ball right into the corner. The trap comes, and another turnover for Tippy, and we'll see another timeout. 2 quick turnovers and 4 quick points for the Raiders.
And Brett Ufkus is not happy here. Southeastern High School. He's going to take a 30-second timeout. With that, we'll go ahead and step away real quick. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
Welcome back to Southeastern High School. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, which is brought to you by, well, let's see. Brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 18, 19, and again in 2020. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell.
Again, Southeastern really have some struggles here in the second quarter against this press. Pressure definitely picking up for QND. They are just coming and trapping the ball every time Southeastern inbounds. Got to keep it out of that corner down here on our side.
Shot no good for number 22, Alex Canoyer, and that ball goes out of bounds. He's not very happy with the call. It was off his left hand, I do recall. Tippy gets it to Fry, and like John said, there's that press. We saw that a lot in the JV game. Just the press that QND has worked on, obviously, in practice, and this is something they have prided themselves in, their good defense by QND. Rigg looking for Fry is going to go to Canoyer, who puts up the shot. It's good. 26-14, and the Raiders beginning to step away with it. Tippy needs help, and the ball's going to go out of bounds, tipped, and it'll be Southeastern basketball.
I believe we're going to see another timeout here called by Southeastern. Again, can't be a fan if you are Brett Ufkus of the way that his Suns have played here in the second quarter up to this point.
Absolutely. He's going to take a full timeout here to kind of talk it over with his team. How are we going to break this press is probably the first words that come out of his mouth, if they are, of course, PG. If what else is going on in that circle, I do not know. So with the full timeout, we'll go ahead and step away real quick. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Welcome back here momentarily. Seems like we've been going to a lot of commercial breaks here recently, John. I don't know about you, but
yeah, absolutely. Coach Brett Ufkus using, I believe, 3 timeouts here in the span of, I don't know how much. I would say,
minutes?
Yeah, maybe. I would say even in the past, like, minute 30, we've seen a lot of timeouts here. Again, yeah. Suns just really struggling breaking that pressure at QND.
And, you know, like I said, QND's defense has really just done really well, and there's kind of the play that they're going to draw up, and it works. So they get across half court, and here comes Southeastern with the ball. Rigg loses his dribble. Needs help. He's just going to swing it across to Hitz, who, like a wide receiver, brings it down, puts up the floater, no good, but gets his own rebound. And how about that for Carter Hitz? He'll find Kaltenbach, who gets it to Fry, now to Hitz. Hitz thought about the three, now going to get it back up to Tippy. 5:50 to go, second quarter. Tippy to Rigg. Rigg hands to Hitz, thought about the three, don't know why he didn't take it, and it's going to be pushed out of bounds. Yep, that's going to be a foul on number 22, Alex Canoyer. Sure, he did not like that foul, but that's the right call there if you're one of our three referees. There three? Yeah. Other one's hiding over there with the QND. Yep. It's blending right in with those cheerleaders down there. I'm 17 years old and still can't see them. Aiden Akers checks in. Carter Hitz takes a seat. Rigg needs somebody. He's going to get it to Akers in the corner, who is just going to have to dribble himself out of it. It's going to go to Fry. That was a great pass by Akers, and Fry just couldn't bring it in. So Canoyer gets it in to Hoyt. 5:30 to go, second quarter. Aiden Klosser has recently checked in. He just got the ball. And that should be an offensive foul. Yes, it will be. Josh Bach lowered his left shoulder into Mason Fry, who has done a great job at drawing the offensive foul recently. I called a game not too long ago here, and he took a big hit. I'm not quite sure who it was on, but has done a great job in the post being able to establish himself. 26-14, Rigg looking to inbound the ball. He's got to find someone, and he's going to just going to throw it out. It's probably the best thing he could do there. It was going to be a turnover anyway, off Clausen. No, it is actually going to be off Aiden Akers. (26-14), 5 minutes to go. Bodies hit the floor. Foul on the floor. It's going to be charged to Tippy. His first foul, 8th foul of the night for Southeastern. So 1-1 coming for number 3, Jake Hoyt.
So Stone King came from behind, must have got all ball. I figured they were going to call that on Stone King up top. I guess Tippy got him in the body. First free throw there is good.
Klosser and Canoyer take a seat. Second shot good. 28-14. Lead is doubled. That's a turnover. Tippy had a vision, but his vision was to the wrong guy. And they're going to call it travel on Sheffield. So Coach Meyer not liking that call. I don't know if that was the right call or not, but I'm not here to complain about the refs, just to bring the game to you. Rigg hands to Tippy. Tippy dribbles, puts up the shot. That's a big floater, and that hit the top of the rim, or top of the backboard. Not going to say anything. Sheffield with the dunk. Sheffield with the dunk, and the QND fans are starting to come to life here at Southeastern. 30-14. Surprised Sheffield didn't get called for a tech, getting in Rigg's face a little bit. It was not seen, but Akers wants three. Didn't get it. Rebound to Sheffield. Inside to Bach, who's going to get fouled by Akers. 2 shots coming for Josh Bach, the 6'3" senior. Ninth foul on the night for Southeastern of the half. First shot good for Bach. $17-point lead for QND. That second shot is good. Now here's that full court press. We go to Stone King. Stone King across, puts up the jumper, no good. Rebound to Sheffield, and he's got a full head of steam. And they'll go to number 12, Charlie Lavery, and another full timeout taken by Coach Brett Ufkas. And we'll be back right after this. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Tonight's game brought to you by McDonough Telephone Cooperative. This stream is made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning-fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Rigg running around on the baseline. Going to call a foul on number 12, Charlie Lavery, the 6-foot senior guard. Only the 4th team foul of the night for QND. Checking in now, number 2, Jackson Stratton. Rigg is going to go full-blown quarterback, throw the ball down. And a block by number 14, Jacob Wallingford. Fry may have got away from the first guy, but didn't get away from Jacob Wallingford, who stands above Fry, who's one of the taller guys on this Southeastern team, but you're standing with 6'8" Jacob Wallingford, it's a little bit of a different story. Akers to Tippy, now to Akers, that's gonna be a foul, on QND. Foul goes on number 40, Sheffield, his first foul of the night. Go to Akers. He's going to put up the shot. Oh, maybe he was going to put up the shot. I guess he was not. A couple different words trying to come out of my mouth at once there. Stone King puts up the shot. It's no good, but he gets his own rebound. And Southeastern will set it up. Rigg puts up the shot. It's good. What a shot by Owen Rigg, as he had really not much more he could do there except for that shot, and he got it to fall. Staying here off of Akers. Good defense by the Suns.
Akers did a nice job coming out to meet his man in the corner. A bit of a trap there. Was able to tip it out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Raiders, however. Working with the lead here.
Inside of the big man. Now they're going to kick it out to Sheffield for 3. No good. Kick back to Tippy. And Fry definitely holding his own against the big man, Jacob Wallingford, down low. Akers puts up the shot. It's no good. And a rebound to Sheffield, or actually to, and Sheffield's got his second dunk of the night. He's got 2. Rigg puts up the shot, no good. That's a tough shot to take right there, folks. Rigg almost had it. Here come the Raiders. Sheffield to Wallingford and jump ball.
Clean block under the basket from Akers. Came from the help side, was able to wrap up his man there.
Number 4, Aiden Klosser checks in. He's going to do the inbound guarding on Rigg, but Akers gets it. Akers was one of the running backs on that running back committee of the West Prairie Southeastern football team. Airball by Tippy, but a rebound to Carter Hitz. And Hitz puts up the shot. He'll get it to fall. Carter Hitz finds the basket. We do thank you for listening to tonight's game. Tell us where you're listening from if you're in the chat. Inside looking for Wallingford, but it's kicked back out. Raider basketball. Closser. Side to Canoyer. Canoyer floats it. I think he wanted Wallingford, but Wallingford didn't quite cut. Threw it right to Austin Stoneking, 36-18.
Yeah, and they actually got Owen Rigg playing defense down low on the taller man, Wallingford. Did a great job keeping him out of position. We'll see where this ends up going. I think they're going to say it's going to stay with the Suns.
It will. Looked like Hitz did a great job to just toss that ball off of a Raider foot. So now Rigg will inbound the ball. Tippy. Oh, nice read. Griffin. Tippy puts it in. 16-point game. Here come the Suns. Raiders for three. It's good. Three ball out of the hands of Jake Hoyt. And he got absolutely nothing but net. No foul there. Raiders wanted a foul. It's going here off of Hitz's hand. Lost his dribble. Not happy with himself, but like I said, this Raider defense, man, they have looked strong. Unlike, of course, the Las Vegas Raiders. They don't have quite the best defense in the NFL, but this QND Raider team has looked good defensively. Bach kicks it out. 3-4. Hoyt is no good. An air ball. And now lost ball. It's on the ground to number oh, that was a beautiful shot if he got it to fall. Jake Hoyt had a nice looking shot. Tippy loses his dribble. We've got turnovers all over the place. Here comes Canoyer, puts up the shot, no good. No foul, but a second chance point is good for number 4, Aiden Closser. 18 seconds. Stone King wants three, no good. Rebound on the floor. It's going to be tipped away. Stolen by Canoyer. Canoyer is going to put up the shot. Foul. That should be before the shot. Shouldn't matter, though. No, actually it was, I guess, during the shot. So he'll go line shoot, too.
We've seen Canoyer put his head down on the attack of the rim a couple times here tonight. He finally gets the foul call there. Did the previous possession, no call of sorts. He'll take a trip to the line now.
Andrea Jones comments in our chat, says Tippy's cousins and KC are watching. So getting some viewers from out in the middle of the country over in Kansas City, Missouri. Like to see the game getting out that far in the country. Couple shots good for the Raiders. 43-20. Raiders by 23. 2.3 seconds, so you got to just shoot this. Fry, deep three, almost got it. And with that, the halftime score, the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders lead the Southeastern Suns 43-20. We'll be back with the halftime stats and a quick interview. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. The halftime score, the Raiders lead 43-20, and it's just been all Raiders here recently. just playing great defense, playing on the ball defense, and man-to-man really well on the Suns. And, of course, without Danny Stevens, have struggled here early on. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to John to give you some halftime stats.
Starting first for the Raiders side, it was Braden Sheffield who came into the game, scored all of his points in the second quarter. He leads the team with 8. Alex Knoyer with 5. Josh Bach playing big down low for them. He's got 6 points. The big 6'8", Jacob Wallingford with 2. Charlie Lavery has 6. Aiden Klosser, 2. Jake Hoyt with 7, knocked down a 3 in that one. And Jackson Stratton got the Raiders going in the first quarter with 7. No points in the second quarter. For the Suns, started off strong in this one. Things recently starting to fall apart a little bit. Griffin Tippie and Owen Rigg lead the way, each with 7. Austin Stoneking has 4. Those 4 coming in the first quarter. And Carter Hitz scored his only 2 in the second. And that's how the Suns got to 20 in the first half.
So a little performance there by the Southeastern cheerleaders, doing a little bit to honor their 2 seniors, so definitely a nice thing to see there. Definitely an emotional night, as we have talked about earlier on, recognizing all the seniors. So with that, we're going to go ahead and step away real quick and turn you on to an interview here at TSSR Game Time Live, which is presented by MDH.
All right, welcome back. We're here now with Wanda Foster, the Vice President of Nursing and Clinical Administration. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Well, what we're going to talk about today is some of the opportunities that are available at MDH for students, whether they be high school students, Spoon River College students, or Western students. MDH has a lot of opportunities to be involved and to learn, right?
We absolutely do. And we look so forward to having students here. We are a clinical site for Western Illinois University and their bachelor's program for nursing, as well as for Spoon River College nursing students and others that are doing some independent study. We welcome students, and we also encourage high school students. If you would like to learn more about nursing, we would love to meet with you. And there are opportunities at the hospital also where they can apply for jobs here, for positions. So we work closely with our nursing students, and we hope to recruit them and attract them and want to come back.
I know that publicly there's been a shortcoming or a shortage of nurses, right? And I know that every hospital and every nursing home and every clinical place period is searching for nurses. So how important is it for MDH to have these groups work with them, whether it be MDH or be Spoon River College or whatever the case may be? How important is it for MDH to then recruit those nurses to stay here and work as a profession?
It's very important. We want nursing students to feel very comfortable here, to enjoy their clinical experience and their opportunities here. And then we want them to feel very comfortable, to give them a good orientation. We hire new graduates, of course, into our acute care area as well as the intensive care unit. We hire new graduates in the emergency room, in home health and hospice, in our OB department, and our surgery department. These are all areas that new graduates can come into. We certainly give them a robust orientation. No one starts on their own until they feel completely ready. They have a mentor certainly with them, and we want to give them the best start for success that we can. And then there are many areas of specialty they can choose to go into. Nursing is a very unique field. You can work full-time, you can work part-time if you need to take time off for some reason. It's a field that you can kind of step into a little bit more than maybe some other fields in healthcare. We also have scholarships available through our auxiliary, through the hospital, and then once someone is an employee here, we do have some tuition reimbursement. So we will certainly help with that.
And going back to the scholarships and the shortages that are across the board, not necessarily at MDH, but everywhere. Right? So everywhere. This is a profession that you can make a good living at and be pretty sure to have a job, right? So
absolutely.
This is a profession that high schoolers that are playing these sporting events or high schoolers that are watching these sporting events should consider, I would imagine.
Yes, very much so. You will always be assured to have a field, to have a a job, a career in nursing. I hate to call it just a job because you really want someone on that career path who has that passion for caring for people, for providing nursing care. Through your education and through your orientation, we can teach you your skill set. But if you have that passion and the desire to be in the nursing profession, you will do fine.
Yeah, a career and a job, while they might be listed as the same thing, they're really not, correct? I mean, if your career is being a nurse, you're probably going to enjoy it a lot more than if it's a job, right?
That's right. And you don't go into it first and foremost for the money. You go into it because that's what you want to do with your life, and the money certainly will follow.
Yeah, and that goes for anything probably,
Yes.
but the nice thing is right now, whether the money's good or bad, there's always going to be a job.
There will.
If you can get through the schooling and you can learn to love what you're doing, there's always going to be a job for you, right?
And it's not something for high school graduates exclusively. We have many people who have made changes midlife. We have people who have retired from their career in one thing and have chosen to go into nursing. So it's open for any age, and we certainly welcome that.
And you mentioned there's different areas of expertise for nurses. People think of that for doctors, but it's really that same way for nurses, right? I mean, you can be a surgical nurse and really become a great surgical nurse, or you can become a great ICU nurse, or you can do all those things.
Yes.
But if you really want to focus on something or be at OB, which you guys have a great OB department here, if that's what you want your focus to be and you really love working with expected and new mothers and young babies, you can do that, right?
You can do that. We also have positions in our MDH physician clinic practices as well. And if you are in nursing and you can choose to specialize in a certain department, you can choose to go on and be a director or a clinical care coordinator. You can go back to school and become a nurse practitioner, become a certified registered nurse anesthetist. You can go many different directions and really as high as to whatever extent in your education you would like to pursue.
Well, Wanda, thanks for coming and talking to us. We greatly appreciate it. I know that there's probably places, specific places within MDH that they can reach out to, correct? Is there somewhere that they need to call if they're interested?
I would call
in
our human resource department and start there, and then they can help direct and guide you. They can tell you about openings that we currently have. All of our current positions are listed on our MDH website, www.mdh.org. But certainly any positions for high school students, if they would like to start somewhere within the organization or volunteer experience, reach out to Human Resources and they can help direct you.
Well, again, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH for some third quarter action here from Southeastern High School. The Raiders lead early here, 43-20 at the end of the first half. And it's just been kind of all Raider basketball recently. The Suns played a really good first quarter with them, 15-14, but then have started to fall apart recently. So we will see if the Suns can rebound here in the second half. Kelsey Perry says Ofkus is how it's pronounced, guys, so we'll take that note going forward. And Suns number 2, let's go Austin. So
I believe we had an off-the-ball foul there that's going to be charged on Charlie Lavery, his third of the contest. Just something to watch out for, one of the senior guards for this Raiders team.
And definitely something to watch for because he's definitely played a good game so far, and like I said, is one of the guys that QND's kind of relied on. And he's got the ball. Now they're going to go to Hoyt. Hoyt gets it to Canoyer. Shot is up and good for number 14, the big man, Jacob Wallingford. So 45-20. Here comes Rigg and the Suns. Rigg now gets it to Stone King. Stone King. Looking for help now. This is going to, he wants Tippy. He's going to hand it to Tippy. And now goes back to Stone King. Stone King to Fry. Fry on the baseline. Shot is up, no good. Tippy was there, but just couldn't bring it in. Shot is up, no good for Jackson Stratton. Ball on the floor all over the place. kicked out to Stratton. Lavery inside, easy look for number 22, Alex Canoyer, who was right there and had that shot all day long on the cut. 47-20, Raiders by 27. Rigg hands to Tippy. Tippy gets to Stone King, thought about the shot, is looking for Kaltenbach, and it'll be Raider basketball.
It's a nice backdoor cut by Kaltenbach, and that's kind of what you got to do against this defense. Look to pass and cut, but Stone King just put it out a bit too far in front of him.
Yep, Kaltenbach definitely wishes he could get that one back. 3-ball no good for Lavery, but a rebound to Stratton. He's going to put up the reverse shot. Oh, my goodness. Count the basket for Jackson Stratton, and just kind of went up with his right hand, just turning it enough that it was able to stay away from the defender. Shot is good. Count the basket, and the potential three-point play coming for Jackson Stratton. Cannot finish the three-point play. Shot no good for Canoyer, and it'll be Sun basketball.
Big block down low under the basket by Kaltenbach. Kind of sent that one a little bit off the backboard. Canoyer's trying to get the put back two.
They'll get it up to Stratton. Now Stratton gets it over to Hoyt. Hoyt to Stratton. Now they go left wing to Lavery. Back up to Stratton. Gets it to the corner and Hoyt. Moving the ball around on the outside. Lavery puts up the shot. That ball's just going to be out, and it'll be Sun basketball, so they're going to call a clean play there. Kaltenbach thought about the three on his senior night. We'll get it back to Fry. Now to Stone King. Kaltenbach wanted it. Now they go to Rigg. And we'll see what Rigg has in mind here for the offense. Rigg, dribble drive. Looking for help. He's going to get it to Tippy. Now to Rigg. Kaltenbach. Bredovkis looking for just a reset of the offense, he said. Rigg. Jumper, no good. Rebound to Hoyt. Ball loose on the floor. Going to be a foul called. That foul is going to go on number 30, maybe 24. Yep, that's Mason Fry's fourth foul. So, yep, Aiden Akers or somebody's going to go get him in a minute. Sheffield and Bach and Clauser will check in here out of the timeout for the Raiders. Hits, Akers, and Van back in for Southeastern. Kaltenbach, Stone King, and Fry all take a seat. Shot is good for Canoyer at the free throw line. 51-20. Tippy. Gets it to Van Beck. Now to Tippy. Tippy gets it to Rigg on the wing. Swinging across court to Hitz for three. Missed it. Rebound to Hoyt. Hoyt running with Akers. Goes behind the back to dribble to get Akers out of his face. Now go to Stratton, puts up the shot, and on the floor to Tippy. Good defense by Griffin Tippy, able to bring that one in. Akers swings it. He was looking for Rigg, but Sheffield was all over him. He'll put up the shot. It's good. John in the comments says, I wish Danny Stevens was in.
No comment. Stevens, of course, out this game. Suns struggling a little bit without him. Got to say, the off-ball movement and the ball movement in general is it looked a lot better in the first quarter for the Suns than it did throughout most of the season when Stevens played. Of course, that's no knock on him. We know how great of a ball player he is. But the Suns definitely losing pace here against the Raiders' 35-point lead. You know, maybe a few Danny Stevens buckets wouldn't hurt.
Absolutely not. It would not hurt at all. But like you said, the Suns have just been able to move the ball, I think pretty well, as opposed to having Stevens on the court and feeling like your only option down low is Danny Stevens and just feeding him the ball continuously. This has kind of forced Southeastern and Coach Brett Ofkus to come up with some different play calling on the offense and different looks, definitely, with more guards than you do with the big man down low. Lavery and Wallingford check in. Stratton and Hoyt take a seat. 55-20, Owen Rigg at the free throw line. We did fix the camera. John brought his camera, so we were able to swap out the camera. So offensive board to Aiden Akers. Second chance points potentially coming for the Suns after the two missed free throws from Rigg. Hits. Wanted the shot. He's got to find somebody. Ball's tipped out by Sheffield. And here goes Sheffield. He got a great look. He's going to put up the shot, no good. And a foul called against the Suns. That's going to go on number 2, Austin Stone King. The fourth team foul, actually no, third team foul of the half. 2:20 to go, third quarter. Was a shooting foul. Jacob Wallingford will go to the free throw line, shooting 2. First one good.
Big rebound underneath the basket off the missed free throw from Akers. Suns looking to push it the other way.
Hits on the left wing. Kicks it across to Stone King. He's working with Bach. Now they go to Van Beck. And that ball's just be tipped out to Rigg, who needs help. He's going to have to give it to someone. He's going to give it to Hits. Hits, loses his dribble. I think that's going to be off. Oh.
Yeah, they're going to say it's going to stay with Southeastern. Ref didn't have a great look at it. I think we did. Definitely looked like it hit off Hits' kind of shin there out of bounds. Ref, of course, on the other side. Can't see that very well.
Yep. Nonetheless, it is Southeastern basketball. Hits is just going to throw it off of Bach, but he had a foot out of bounds beforehand. 56-20. Kick it inside to Bach. Now 3-ball for Sheffield as an air ball. Heard the chant of air ball from the crowd. Van Beck wants 3 and knocks it home. Can I say it must be in the blood? Jarrett Van Beck, my cousin. I'm a great three-point shooter myself. I wish I could say that, but I'm not at all. So Jarrett Van Beck gets his first 3 of the night, first 3 points of the night for him. And first 3 points of the night for the Suns in a while. So
yeah, first points here of the second half. We saw them struggle coming out in the second quarter. A little bit of miscommunication there. Took a while for them to score in that second quarter. He was able to rally off 6 towards the end. But again, first field goal of the third quarter.
That 3 brought to you by Ron Elby Auto Sales. He sponsors all 3s here tonight. So no, we have not been quite on the ball with that. And the dunk from Wallingford.
Not much you're going to do about that down low. Definitely a big size mismatch for Wallingford, and he's definitely put it to use tonight.
30 seconds to go, third quarter. Hits, thought about the three, now going to dribble it back up. He's got the big man, Wallingford, with him. Now they go to Rigg, blocking foul on Wallingford. Lost his footing, and they'll call a foul on him. I think that might be one of his first or second foul. I don't think he's had a lot. Hits, comes away with it, 20 seconds. That's Wallingford's first foul. That should be a blocking foul on Charlie Lavery, and that's his, I think, fourth. Yeah,
yep,
fourth
fourth foul on
so
Lavery.
he's definitely in foul trouble. No subs coming to the scorer's table for for QND. And tipped away. It's in the hands of Clausen, puts up the shot, no good. Tipped around on the ground. Good defense. Jared Van Beck knocks it out. 3 seconds. Bach, 3, no good. Off the iron. So the score at the end of 3, QND 58 and Southeastern 28. We'll be back, or 23, excuse me. The 3 and the 8 look, I guess, somewhat similar. I'll bail myself out there. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I'm a pretty calm, cool, and collective guy, but
We have 2 next to each other. That's bad. 2 white boxes. Evan?
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers in the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to all student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than a hospital care, a hospital caring. Suns with the ball on the offensive side of the court. For them, of course. Kaltenbach on the left wing. He needs help. He's going to give it to Tippy. Tippy thought about driving in. He's going to go to Kaltenbach on a great cut. Couldn't finish, though. That ball, I believe, is going to be off of Kaltenbach, so it'll be, we've got a, looks like a new 5 in for the Raiders. Probably some of the JV game, maybe. You know, Nolan Robb with it. He'll get it to Bozarth. 3 ball, no good for Genenbacher. And it'll be Southeastern basketball. It is a 30-point game, so we do have the continuous clock. Griffin Tippy with it. We do thank you for listening to tonight's game, wherever you're listening from. Shot no good for the Suns, and here comes Nolan Robb and the QND Raiders. Flipping across. Robb wants 3 and got it. Nolan Robb gets his first 3 points of the night, the 5'9" junior at QND. So something I know is one of the better things to have, especially at the high school level, is depth. And a 3 for Josh Kaltenbach on his senior night. And this QND team has showed depth. I mean, playing here in the fourth quarter with 5 guys who haven't gotten any minutes here throughout the game and are, you know, still hanging with a tough Southeastern squad is definitely not easy. And, you know, QND is doing that. So
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you basically have 3 different lineups for this QND team. Of course, the starters, the second stringers that come in when they get tired, and then some of the guys here picking up some minutes towards the end of the game and with a big lead. So, again, yeah, a lot of depth on this QND team. Can't say much of the same for Southeastern. Very short bench over there, but they've made it work pretty well here tonight.
Absolutely, and, of course, with the loss of Danny Stevens, not having him in the starting lineup or even on the bench is definitely not great for Southeastern. 3 ball for number 33, Tyler Bozarth, the 6'1 junior, knocks home a 3. 64-26. Tippy puts up the shot. Count it and a foul. Griffin Tippy, a beautiful shot. He's going to go to the free throw line. That foul is going to fall on number 34, Jackson Meyer. Number 24, Braden Schmiedeskamp is going to check in. It's the best way I can pronounce that.
That feels right, I got to say.
Schmiedeskamp. I'm going to call him Schmiedeskamp. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Tippy brings home the board, 64-29. Tippy did make the extra point on a 3-point play. Stone King is working with Braden or Schmiedeskamp. Now Kaltenbach. Inside, Jarrett Van Beck had a great look. Kaltenbach with the no-look pass. And Akers blocks it, but they're going to call a foul on Aiden Akers. Yeah. I don't know, it might be. That's his 3rd foul tonight, so he's played a pretty good game. 3:25 to go. Like I said, continuous clock here at Southeastern since it is more than a 30-point game. First shot is good for Braden Schmiedeskamp. Tippy and Akers take a seat. It's the last home game here of the year for the Southeastern boys. They will play a road game at Bushnell-Prairie City Thursday night. Kenny Suter alongside, I believe, Tegan will have that game from Bushnell. So I believe that's Bushnell's boys' senior night. Do not quote me on that, of course, but do believe it's their senior night. So that game will be live from Bushnell-Prairie City here on TSSR Game Time Live, the same YouTube channel you're watching this game from. Coming down with the board is number 32, Aiden Genenbacher, and number 34, Jackson Meyer, lays it up and in. 67-29, 2:10 to go. Wyatt Bartimus is checked in. Stone King, Kaltenbach, Hitz, Bartimus, and Van Beck. Stone King now gets it to Bartimus on the wing. Now they go Hitz. Hitz is working with Rob. Hitz, that's going to be kicked off of number 30, Noah Lunt. Checking in number 3, the double threes, Tyler Bozarth. So we'll see what Southeastern's got in the final minute 30. Hitz is just going to throw it deep for Stone King. 67-29. Puts up the shot, no good. That's a good-looking shot for Stone King. Not much more he could do there. Had a few defenders in his range there. Inside to the wide-open Meyer, but the ball is tipped out of bounds. And Stone King puts up the shot, no good. And slams the front of the stage here, right in front of us in anger on the missed shot there. 52 seconds. Continuous clock, number 32, Aiden Genenbacher checks in for Nolan Robb. This will most likely do it here momentarily. 37 seconds to go. Ball on the floor, and it's going to be Southeastern Sun basketball. Carter Hitz has got it. He'll go to Stone King. Now Stone King wants the cut for Van Beck. Bartimus for three, almost got it. Bringing it down is number 30, Noah Lunt. Final 13 seconds. Lay it up and in for Genenbacher. Good looking shot for Genenbacher. Saw the mismatch size advantage. And with 2 seconds, Carter Hitz is going to hold this one out. And the final score from senior night here at Southeastern High School. I'm getting the Bushnell game, which will come here Thursday, on my mind. Final score, QND 69, Southeastern Suns 29. We'll be back with the totals right after this. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
Welcome back to Southeastern High School as the Southeastern Suns play their final last home game here of the year. Of course, of the boys' variety. The girls will play senior night here tomorrow night against Warsaw. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to John, and he'll get you the final stats here of the varsity matchup.
Starting off up top, we'll go in order here. Jackson Stratton was a starter tonight. He had 9 points for the Raiders. Jake Hoyt chipped in with 7. Aiden Klosser, 2. Charlie Lavery with 6. Jacob Wallingford led the way with 11. And I have to point out here, Wallingford, 6'8". On this roster, he's listed as a guard. Not sure how accurate that is, but I just caught that towards the end of the game. Nolan Robb had a 3 in the fourth quarter. Alex Canoyer with 5. Josh Bach had 6. Braden Schmiedeskamp had 1. Aiden Gennebacher 2. Tyler Borzerath 3. Jake Myers with 2. All 3 of those players scored there in the fourth quarter. Braden Sheffield led the scoring in the first half with 8. Had 2 in the second half, finished with 10. Now for the Suns, it was Griffin Tippy leading the way with 10 points. Austin Stone King had 4. All of those came in the first quarter. Owen Rigg finished with 7. Carter Hitz with 2. Jarrett Van Beck knocked down a 3 in the third quarter. And Josh Kaltenbach rounds out the Suns scoring with a 3 of his own. That coming, of course, in the fourth quarter.
So those are the stats, and this was the final home game of the boys basketball season here at Southeastern. They will play on the road Thursday night at Bushnell-Prairie City. Kenny Suter alongside other TSSR Game Time Live cameramen will have that game in a few days. So that is the final score. The final score yet again from Southeastern High School, the Southeastern Suns 23-29 and the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders 69. For John Reynolds and John Burton alongside the excellent cameraman Evan Wagner, this has been TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.